Good morning students, welcome to your computer class. I am Sunny. So students, today we will move further with our discussion of chapter 5. So we were discussing about exploring windows, and today we will move further with the discussion. We will be learning about how to copy, move and delete the files and folders. So before we do that, let's do a quick recap of what we have learned till now. So first thing which I spoke about yesterday, was about the Windows operating system. Now here I told you how the Windows versions of operating system became popular in the world, and how more than 70 to 80% of computers in the world runs on Windows. But apart from Windows, we also discussed about Macintosh, we also discussed about Linux operating system. Then we learned about Windows Explorer, how the Windows Explorer looks like, what are the two screens it is divided into. We learned about that. We are familiar with Windows Explorer now. We also learned about how to create and rename a new file or folder. So there were two methods for each one of them which we spoke about. So let's take a discussion a bit further from here, and let's start with copying a file and folder. Now how would you copy a file and folder? So generally students, there are two methods for copying the file and folder. So the first method, like we discussed yesterday, is using the organize button, and the second one is by using the mouse. So there are two methods for each one of them. So here we are also we'll discuss about the two methods. So what's the first method? The first method for copying a file and folder is using the organize button. Now what we do here, first we click on the file or folder which has to be copied, then we click on the organize button. Now if you see the organize button in your book, it is in the toolbar, and in the toolbar it has got a small arrow, which means when I click on it, there is a drop down menu which will come, and on that I can make a selection. So here, since I am using the copy option, I will click on copy, and then I will go inside the folder where I want to paste the folder or a file, and there, once I reach there, the destination folder, I will again go to organize button, and then from there I will click on paste option. So by doing this, my files can be copied from one place to another place. Now in copying, what happens, students, there is one thing we need to remember, is that copying here we will be having two files or two folders, because we are not deleting any one of them, we are making a copy of a file and folder. So we will be having two copies, one which is there in the original place, and the second one which we have copied it in the destination folder. What is the second method? The second method is that we will right click on the file and folder which we want to copy. We will select the copy option from the shortcut menu. So the moment you do the right click, you will find a menu there. From there we will select the copy option. We will go to the destination folder. Again we will right click and we will select the paste option. The moment we click on the paste option, the file will be copied there. Similarly, this is similar to the one which we have been discussing in our last class. Now moving next to moving file and folder. So students, it is exactly the same procedure as we have discussed just now. Now what is the first method? Here also the first method is the same thing. We will click on the file and folder which we want to move. We will click on the organize button. The moment we click on the organize button, there is a menu which will pop up, which will, from there, instead of copy this time, we will use the cut option. We will use the cut option. Once we click on the cut option, we will move to the destination folder. Again we will click on the organize button which is on the top toolbar, and then select the paste option. The moment I select the paste option, the file will be moved from one place to another. Now students, what is happening here? Here there is only one file which is there. We have to focus on the file also. How many files are getting generated? So there is one file. We have moved from one place to another. In copying, we were having two files, one in the main folder, second in the destination folder. Now what is the second method of moving a file or folder? Very simple. Right click on the file and folder. You can from the drop down menu, instead of copy, this time we will select cut again. We will move to the destination folder. We will right click on it and we will click on paste. The moment we click on paste, the file will move from one folder or drive to another destination folder or drive. After doing that, you can also go and check, in the main folder where you copied it from, where you selected the cut option, whether the file is still there or not. You will not find the file there because it moves the file or folder from the main place where we started from to the destination folder. Moving to the next slides, how to delete a file or folder. Now, what is the first method of deleting the file and folder? So, see, deleting, there are again students, there are a lot of methods of deleting it. We have shortcut keys also to do that. So, altogether you can talk about 4 to 5, but here we are going to focus on only 2 methods because shortcut keys are the ones which I am going to take a separate class on it, a separate topic, and I am going to cover the shortcut keys so that you can also get an idea on how to use the shortcut keys to copy, cut, paste the file or folder, even delete for that matter. Now, how to delete a file and folder? The first thing we have to do, which is the basic step, is to select the file and folder which we want to delete. We can go to Organize button and we can select the delete option. The moment we click on delete option, you will find a pop-up box which will ask for your permission, whether you want to delete it or discard it. Once you get that option, click on yes. The moment you click on yes, the file will get deleted. So, this is the first method using the Organize button. What is the second method? The second method is right click on the file and folder, select delete option, delete file and folder, message box which will appear, select yes, the file will get deleted. Students, can you think of any third method which we can use it apart from Organize and apart from using the right click option? Yes, if you have mentioned about the delete key on the keyboard, then your answer is correct. You can just highlight or select the file. Once it is selected, you can press the delete key from the keyboard and the file will get deleted. Similarly, there is one more method here which is not mentioned in the book. It is using the shortcut keys, which is Control plus D. Once we do Control plus D, the file will get deleted. So, students, one more question I have for you. What happens to the file once it is deleted? Naturally, it goes to the recycle bin. The file or folder which we delete goes to the recycle bin. Now, once the file and folder is deleted, is there an option we can get it back from there? So, students, there are 2 characteristics or 2 factors which we need to consider while assuring ourselves whether the file can be restored or not. The first thing is that when we are trying to restore a file or folder, did we use the shift delete key if we are using the shortcut key, or if we have permanently deleted the file or folder? So, there are a lot of ways to permanently delete the file and folder. If you have permanently deleted the file or folder, then it would be extremely difficult. It is not impossible, it is extremely difficult for one to recover the file and folder. So, now when I am talking about this, I am talking about super science, I am talking about super technologies which can be used. So, recovering one folder or file which is not that important, spending thousands of money on that would not make sense. So, I would say it is not impossible, but it is really difficult to restore it. Now, how do we, for files which we have normally deleted it, how can we restore them? So, the deleted files and folders can be restored from the recycle bin. Now, how to restore it? Very simple. First thing you have to do is go to the recycle bin icon, double click and open it. You will find a list of all the files and folders which you have deleted there. It will get displayed there. Now, click on the file which you want to restore. So, on top you will find the option which says restore file or folder. Click on it and you will find the file going to its original place where it was deleted from. So, you will have to also remember from which drive or folder you have deleted this file. If you have deleted it from E drive for example, and if you go and search in the C drive, you won't find the file there because the file has already reached the D drive. So you will have to also ensure you remember the file where it is deleted from, because the file and folder will go back to its original location. So students, before we move further, we will watch a small video and try to understand how this today's class, I have covered two topics here. We will try to understand how can we move and delete how can we move and copy the files. So let's watch the video. So here is a video.
Copying and moving folder or file. To copy a file or folder, open Windows Explorer. Click the file or folder to be copied. Click Edit menu, Copy option. Now, select the location where we want to copy the file or folder. Click Edit menu, Paste option. To move a file or folder, open Windows Explorer. Click the file or folder to be copied. Click Edit menu, Cut option. Select the location where we want to copy the file or folder. Click Edit menu, Paste option. Deleting and restoring a file or folder. To delete a file or folder, right-click on the file or folder that we want to delete. Click the Delete option from the drop-down list that appears. Alternatively, press the Delete key on the keyboard. Click Yes on the confirmation box for deleting the selected item from the disk. Deleted file will be moved to the recycle bin. To restore a file or folder from recycle bin, open recycle bin from the desktop. Right-click on the file or folder that we want to restore. Click the Restore option from the drop-down list that appears. File will be restored to the same location from where it has been deleted. Searching a file or folder. To search for a file, click the Start button. Type the file or folder name in the Search Programs and Files box. The search results will appear. Simply double-click on a file or folder to open it.
So students, I hope you enjoyed the video and you liked it. So the question which you want to ask at this end of the class is, would you be able to copy, move, delete, restore and all what you have learned? Will you be able to do it in your computer? If your answer is yes, then the objective is achieved. If your answer is no, then the first thing which we have to do is to read the chapter and then go through the video audio again, and we will do a practical class when the school reopens. Well, I will walk you through it using all these options. So this brings us to the end of the class. Let's make a note of our homework. Our homework is fill in the blanks, which we are going to do it in the book, and question number E, which is answer the following. So here we have two questions, question number 3 and question number 4. So discuss any two ways to rename a folder. So there are two methods mentioned there. You can mention about them, method 1 and method 2. And question number 4 is write the steps to restore a deleted file. Any one step which you can write here, you can mention it about restoring the deleted file. I would also encourage you to mention in the answer that the file will only be available at the location where it is deleted from. So these are the 2 points you will write it for answer number 4. And if in case if you have any doubts, if you have any questions, then feel free to reach me through the comment section. So students, thank you for your time. Stay home and stay healthy.